There we go. So for those of you that don't know me, Corey Network King, the company is actually Pro Networker, where Pro Networker is the main company that produces the events. So we actually have 4 event concepts under our umbrella. So with that, you can go to pronetworker.com and you can actually see that information. So, but this is one of our brands, which is Taste Urban. We're going to be talking about vending mastery, really not just with our event, but just events in general, to making sure that you guys as exhibitors, that you can make the most out of your vending experience. This is also going to be hosted by Miss Angie Sims with League of Girlfriends. Everybody knows Angie, and if you don't know Angie, you definitely need to. So we're going to go ahead and get into this. We want to make sure, again, that you have a really good experience with the event that is coming up. Obviously, the event that's coming up is December 15th, which is next Wednesday, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Foundry. This is Taste Urban Atlanta, which it is a tasting event, so that you guys know, out of the 50 so exhibitors that we'll have, 30 of them will be food and beverage or drink exhibitors. So it's primarily food, but it's also open. The other 20 will be made up of products and services and things of that nature. So yes, it is primarily food, but we are going to have other exhibitors there. Again, the whole concept of Taste Urban is not just taste urban food, but taste urban culture, taste urban music, taste urban services, taste urban products, whatever the case is. So that's pretty much the concept there. All right. Again, Corey Network King, this is Pro Network is the company. These are some of the brands that we have underneath us. And actually today was our women's event year anniversary. So we're excited about that. And then you also know Miss Angie Sims, just founder of League of Girlfriends, extraordinary person when it comes to event planning, obviously very decorated. She's the bomb. So you're going to hear from her in a moment here. This is the event. Obviously, again, people can go to tasteurban.com to purchase tickets. The early bird tickets were at $25. They are now at $35, and that is important for you guys, and we'll talk about why. And then they're going to go to $45 the day of the event, and then VIP tickets are also at $85. So vendor advantages. We want to make sure that that you guys understand that when it comes to events, you know, face-to-face communications are always good, especially if you have, and I think everybody on here has a food. Sophia, what's your business?
It's food.
It's food. Okay. Everybody here has
charcuterie
food.
board.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. Everybody here has a food or a drink. So with that, it's one to where that's something that definitely is translated face-to-face, which is a little bit different than virtual, which I'm sure you guys know. So with that, you definitely want to make sure that you are building these relationships, all that good stuff. Now, when it comes to events, I want you guys to understand about event-based marketing, or the concept of event-based marketing, which just means you're using an event to help you market, okay? Whether that is done a couple different ways, whether that is through you actually attending the event, which technically attending the event is event-based marketing, more so though when it is you either exhibiting at an event, that is event-based marketing, or here's the other piece, if you are sending out information about an event, that is also event-based marketing. That is one of the reasons why we gave you a flyer for this event, so that you can actually push it out to the people that are in your circle, one, to get more people to the event, but the other piece, and we're going to talk about this in a minute, is helping you get more touches when it comes to your database. Everybody understands that in order for a person to buy from you, most people need to be touched 7 to 14 plus touches until that happens. Event-based marketing allows you to be able to touch your people or send out information more to them than if you would just a regular newsletter that you would send out once a month. So that's why event-based marketing is really, really important. And most people they're not hosting an event to be able to utilize it. For us, and this is what we do for our exhibitors, even though we are hosting the event, we want you to leverage our event, not just at the event and selling your products and stuff like that, but leverage our event that before the event, you are actually getting these touches out there, letting people know that you're participating with things, letting people know that you're a part of things and stuff like that. That is going to help them start getting to know you a little bit more, because there's going to be obviously more of the people that can't go to that event, but yet they're still seeing you, they're still showing up, you're still showing up in their face, all of that. So that is super, super important when it comes to, again, event-based marketing. For those of you individuals that do have a food, it's one of those to where, again, you need events to be able to have that person try your stuff, to taste it, all that good stuff. If there is somebody here that doesn't have a food, it's also good for you to get in front of them so that you can actually build rapport with people. Again, when it comes to them seeing you online, that's one thing. But if they can actually shake your hand, they can look at you in your eye, they can actually build a good rapport with you, that actually increases the chance of them doing business with you. All right. But right now, really what I want to talk about is the rebate program. The rebate program is the first way that you are going to make money at this event. The very first way that you're going to make money at this event. Okay. So I want to make sure that everybody understands how this program actually works. So with that, the tickets right now are $35. So everybody should have their flyer with their code. If for whatever reason there's somebody on here that does not have their flyer with their code, please, inside of the chat, put that of saying, hey, I don't have it, put that in, we'll make sure that we get that to you, okay? But everybody should have it, and let's use Lola. Lola, do you know what your code is? I'm gonna put you on the spot.
It's Lola.
It's Lola. I knew that, but I want to make sure you knew. Wonderful. So Lola, so what's going to happen is you are going to take the flyer that has your code on it. You're going to send it out to your people. Now, what I suggest, Lola, is that if you are not used to sending out emails or posting on Instagram or social media or whatever, then use this as an opportunity to do it, okay? There are people that are in your database that would want to come to this event to not only see you, but see some of the other people that are there. The tickets are $35. If someone types in Lola, they're going to get $5 off, which making the ticket $30. This $30 is going to go 100% to you, Lola. So what that means is, Lola, with you having a food product, you paid $150. That means you only need 5 people to come to the event, and you get your whole $150 back. Okay. There's absolutely no reason for anyone, honestly, I'm just going to be straight, to have to pay for a table with us, because honestly, we would prefer to give you that money back so that the next time we have this event, we say, hey, would you like to participate? And for you, you had a free table, you're probably going to say yes. Okay. This is how we extend your marketing dollars, by what's called mitigating your cost based on the people who are in your database. For us, we need 2 things. We need money to produce the event, and we need attendees there, okay? We want both, but we don't have to have both at the same time. So we're actually sacrifice the money that the people in your database that come to the event, we'll sacrifice that money if it helps you, okay? Not a lot of companies do this. So if you guys find other organizations that do that, I would say stick with them. But I would venture out to say you'd probably be hard pressed to find that. All right. So that's how you can make your money back that easily there. Also, if you know any exhibitors that would like to exhibit the same way that you do, whatever they sign up at, you'll end up getting 20% for that. Right now, we do still have some vendor opportunities available. Our savory food, I think we only have like 2 or 3 spots left for that. Our suites, we actually do have about 4 or 5 open for that, and we have a couple more products or services. But if you guys know of anybody who's interested, who to get a table, and again, I can't express this enough, you have the opportunity to get a free table. Not many events have that ability for you to be able to get a free table, especially of an event of this size. At the last event, we had about 250 people there. This one, we're expecting 300 to 400. So again, to have a free table at that, huge, okay? So does anybody have any questions regarding that rebate program?
I do. This is Sophia
Go
from
ahead.
Graves. I didn't receive the email with the information in order to do the rebate on IG. Will that be coming after this call, or? You
should have. You know what? Yours is coming today. Actually, check email, because I just got a message. You should have it today. Check your spam folder as well. If you don't, we'll make sure that you have it today. Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Real good. These flyer, wonderful. Anybody else have any questions? Awesome. With that, again, this is a great program. We will talk a little bit more about that later, but just want to make sure you had it. Data capture. Now, this is for while you're at the event. There's opportunities for you to make money. You can make money before the event, which is based on the rebate program. So obviously, the monies that you invested, people that use your code, that's money going back to you. So that's a way to make money before the event. Data capture is actually going to be the way for you to make money after the event. We're going to talk a little bit about making money at the event, but data capture is going to help you make money after the event. The data capture is the money, the larger amount of money that you will make. When it comes to before the event, the max amount of money that you can make is up to your investment, however much your table was. At the event, the max amount that you can make is only up to your inventory. But after the event is your money maker. I want to make sure that everybody understands this. The after the event is your money maker. That's where you have the opportunity to make the most amount of money. But you're only going to do that if 2 things happen. One, you're actually able to take your product, and let's call it for the food people for right now, take your product and actually have them eat it, have them drink it, whatever the case is. Or for the product base, have them actually touch it, have them experience it, whatever the case is. If they like that experience, they may purchase with you that day, which would be great, okay? But if they don't purchase with you that day, that's okay too. We really want to shift people's minds into, especially our exhibitors, shift your mind into thinking, I'm going to make all my money at the event. No, there's only a little bit amount of money that you would make at the event. The maximum amount that you're going to make comes after the event, and that's the focus. Really want you to be focused on after the event, all right? The only way to really do that after event is by having this data capture. Data capture is just you being able to collect their information, being able to collect their information as far as their first name or last name, but definitely their email address and or phone number, okay? For those of you that are sending out emails and stuff like that, then you know how important getting their email address is. Those of you that are a little bit more savvier, you know how important it is to get their phone number so that you can do a text message campaign, all right? Social media is great. You giving them your social media handles, that's great. But social media cannot hold a candle to you getting their email address and you actually sending them an email. An email can't hold a candle to you sending them a text message, okay? That's really how that works. 3rd tier social media, 2nd tier is email, 1st tier is phone numbers. But again, most people don't have the mechanism to do text message campaigns, which you should. If you have a question on that, let me know. I got a resource for you. But the bigger piece, which most people have an opportunity with, is emails. So with that, you want to make sure that you have a system to be able to do this. The easiest way to do this is by having something at your table to where you are raffling off. Hey, we're raffling off a gift card. We're raffling off this basket. We're raffling off something that you can get today. Here, fill this out, put your name, your email address, whatever the case is, and we'll enter you into the raffle. You want to make sure that you're doing that at the event. You want to make sure that you are doing that at any person's event. You want to make sure you're doing that even if you're not at an event. You meet somebody out and about in the world. You need to get their data. You need to get their data. You need to get comfortable with being able to ask somebody, hey, listen, I have a sweets product. Do you mind if I add you to my newsletter? And 9 times out of 10, they're going to say, sure. Great, let me get your email address or whatever the case is. You need to be comfortable in doing that because this is how you start building the opportunities for sales later on, all right? So again, that is data capture. Does anybody have any questions regarding data capture? And if you're talking, you are unmuted. If anybody, you want to make sure everybody understands that. So the follow-up after the event, obviously you can only follow up after the event if you get the data capture, if you're able to get their information. This also goes toward a person who actually, when someone comes up to your table and they experience your product, whether they're doing a tasting or whether they're touching it, whatever, you want to have it in your head. If they touch it, you get their information. You want to have that in your head. If they touch it, if they experience it, you want to get their information, okay? If they buy it, you definitely want to get their information. There are so many exhibitors that I have gone to and have given them money, and they did not have a mechanism for me to give them money again. I want you guys to think about not how much money you can make from one person in one night, but I want you to think about what's called the value, the lifetime value of a customer. The lifetime value of a customer. So if you have a cookie, the question is, how much can you make for that cookie? I might make $3 that day. That's $3. But then the next question is, how often would a person buy cookies from you? And let's say they would buy it from you once a month. Let's just say, well, there's 12 months in a year. So now that 3 times 12 is that amount for the year, which now we're at 36. But now the next question is, how many years do you think they would do it? Well, they might do it 10. Now you take that same 36 and you multiply by 10 years, which are now at 360. So that customer is not just worth $3, that customer is worth $360. That's how you have to look at it. And if you think about the $360 versus the $3 at the event, obviously the $360 is bigger. The after the event is bigger. So I want you guys to understand at the event, it's little money. One thing that Angie says, and she's going to hit home on this as well. Do not focus on how much you make at the event. Do not do that. You focus on how much you make after the event because that number will be larger. But it's only going to be larger if you, 1, get this data capture, and 2, you have a follow-up mechanism for after the event. And what that follow-up mechanism is, you need to have some type of email marketing management system, whether it's Constant Contact, whether it's MailChimp, whatever the case is, to where you're adding that person's contact information in there, and you need to be sending them out an email at least once a month, not marketing, but reminding them what you do. It is marketing, but I want you to think about it as a reminder. Hey, I'm reminding you that you like this cookie. Hey, I'm reminding you that you like this cookie. Hey, I'm reminding you that you like this cookie. Christmas is coming up. I'm reminding you you like this cookie. Hey, Valentine's Day is coming up. I'm reminding you you like this cookie. Hey, Mother's Day is coming up. I'm reminding you you like this cookie. At some point in time, somebody's going to say, oh, I'm so glad you reminded me. Thank you. They're going to hit reply and they're going to give you money. The only way they're going to do that is if you have that mechanism in place. If you do not have that mechanism in place, they're not going to call you. They're going to call your competitor, okay? So you want to make sure that you have a mechanism in place, 1, to get their information, and 2, to send the information out, and that is based on the follow-up after the event. All right. Does anybody have any questions on that? That little segment right there is very, very important. Does anybody have any questions on that? Real good. So this is what we had talked about, the customer lifetime value, your LTV. And how you figure that out is you figure out what the price of your average customer is, like really what that profit margin is. How much profit do you make from that one person? Everybody's going to be different. How many times will they do it? How many years will they purchase that product? You could go one step further to say, would that person even refer you anyone? Because if they would refer you anyone, then that now means that their LTV is actually higher. Okay, so that's what you want to make sure that you're focusing on. All right, so the customer lifetime value, super, super, super important. All right. Breaking even is whack. I believe this is now Angie's segment. Yes.
Yes. I'm happy to
Angie, I'm gonna let you have them, girl. Listen, I'm on my soapbox over here. I'm gonna let you have them.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, does anybody know how to remind people that you like this cookie? That's just what I want to know. I love that. Thank you so much, Corey. Again, I'm Angie C.J. Sims. I love connecting with people. I have an organization called the League of Girlfriends, which is a social organization for women where we connect at the soul, which eventually allows us to really refer each other almost exclusively to one another. I do a lot of networking around Atlanta and am connected to so many organizations, and I'm so excited about being the event manager for the Taste of Urban Atlanta. You will experience a whole different level of I won't even say supply and demand. You will experience the Taste of Atlanta yourself, right? And this will be a whole new vending experience. This is not your grandmama's vending. Let me just say that. So we're so happy to be here with you today. And what I say often, and I'll keep saying, breaking even is absolutely whack. I love that Corey said that earlier today, that you shouldn't be coming to the event just to see what you could sell at the event. And my pet peeve is people that purchase vending spaces, right? And then they say, oh, my table was $250 or my table was $150. Oh, well, at least I made enough back to pay off my table. Listen, Corey, I'm gonna just tell y'all a secret. Corey's out of his mind for giving y'all's money back. I don't know anybody. He said, look around. There's nobody else that's doing that. Nobody. So I am so happy that you folks have really taken the opportunity and advantage of this opportunity to get your table rebatable, have this experience where your vending space is rebatable. But I want you to remember that it's not about breaking even. You should be absolutely trying to figure out what's the best way, using some of the tactics that Corey told you, some of the stuff I'm going to share with you right now, so that you can make money after the event. I don't care how many cupcakes you sell that day. I don't care how many ribs you sell. I don't care how many biscuits you sell. You want the experience of having long-lasting relationships with these customers. You don't want transactions. Not only is breaking even whack, transactions are whack. One transaction, let me say transaction are whack, because we got to have transactions to make money, right? But you want to make sure that you are fully building a relationship with the client there in front of you, so that you can build more and more relationships, book parties, whatever it is you do, book catering gigs, book birthday parties, bridal parties, whatever it is. Make sure that you are becoming part of their family. Listen, families don't have to only need a lawyer or only need an accountant. They also need a caterer, right? Who doesn't want to give mama a break on Mother's Day and allow you to come in and provide her with some sweets or some drinks, right? Or even some food. So listen, let's talk really quickly about portion size. Corey, can you switch me on? Okay, so portion size. When we talk about portion size, we want to make sure that you are vending the Taste Urban way, which hopefully will eventually be your way. It's going to streamline your processes. It's going to also allow you to save time. So when you have a business, I know, believe me, that you have lots of different things you could do. You may be able to make everything from the front of the pig to the back of the pig, right? You may be able to make cupcakes and morsels all the way to wedding cakes, right? But you don't want to bring everything with you, right? The first thing I'm going to ask you to do is just make sure that when you're considering what the 3 things, did y'all hear me say that? The 3 things you are bringing to the event, you're not going to bring your entire menu, ladies and gentlemen. You are not going to do that. You're going to bring 2 to 3 different things with you for folks to taste and to purchase. So that's one of the questions I get most often. Well, if it's a tasting event, can I sell too? Well, it's Christmas, absolutely. But I think, Corey, you put the line there, they can sell up to an item that's up to $5. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, so when we talk about portions, let me just say this first. Whatever you put out to taste should also be available to purchase. I'm going to say it one more time. Whatever you put out to taste should also be available for purchase. If you think about it, this is truly streamlining your process to bring food there. For example, if you are putting out, say, fruit salad to taste, because it may not cost as much as maybe ribs cost or something like that, right? You want to make sure that that's also the same item they have the ability to purchase. I'm gonna get to portion sizes in 1 minute. I just want to make sure this gets absolutely clear. So I had an experience at a different tasting event in a whole different city where I tasted one item, and then I said that was the item for free for taste. And then I said, oh, well, let me taste what you have in the pans. And they said, no, this was not for tasting. This is just for purchasing. I felt like, what? So you want to make sure that you give people the experience of tasting something that they actually have the ability to purchase. So you want to bring an item that you can produce a lot of, right? Now, when we talk about portion sizes, this is really, really important. You do not want to give away the ship at the tasting event. So you don't want to make, if you're a confectionery designer, you don't want to make a cake and then slice the cake up in slices and give people full slices of cake, right? Because then your cake will be gone. You won't have anything to purchase. You want to make sure that you are providing sizes for tasting where people can nourish their palate but not get full, if you know what I mean. And why this is so important to us is because we don't want to have one of our visitors, one of our guests, to have an experience that they had, you know, Angie spoon-bread macaroni over here, and I gave them a whole big cup of it, and then they go to your table next door and you give them a little morsel bite, right? So what Corey and I decided a little earlier today, we're going to have a separate conversation with those of you that are food and sweets vendors, so we can talk specifically about portions. We're not going to go into full detail about what size you should have, what size you shouldn't have. I'll just give you that little bit of background, that it's really important to make sure that you provide the same item for tasting that you are providing for purchase, and that your purchase items can be up to $5. And we're going to talk a little bit about what that looks like. So $5, your $5 item cannot be a whole big container with 5 different sections of food when your next door neighbor may be giving out a small little container, right? So we'll have we want quality control, and we want people to have the same experience. Of course, it won't be the same experience because every food is going to taste delectably different, right? But we also want people to be able to not be able to get full at the table next door and then come to your table and have little morsels, right? Y'all understand what I'm saying? Okay, so portion sizes, again, we're going to do a specific conversation with the food vendors about that. Okay, table must-haves. Listen, let's go to the next screen. We're going to talk a little bit about the stuff that you should absolutely have at your table. But I wanted to ask you guys, anybody on here, does this look like your table? Is this anybody on here? I know y'all ain't going to talk to me today if this is your table, because I know y'all not going to admit it, but this is not what we want, ladies and gentlemen. We want tables that look very organized. Let's go to the next screen. Tables that look organized, even by color coding. You want your table to attract people from way across the room, right? You want people to be able to see your table before they actually see your table. That means if you have food items, sometimes we can't get around but so much because maybe you're using the larger chafing dishes, but you always have the ability to put things on different levels alongside of your food items. You can even use empty boxes. There's amazing things that I use to stuff. I use vases. I turn vases upside upside down and put two of them right next to each other to put things on a different level. You may have little crates at home. You can put some food items inside the crates, like some jars of your food or maybe your sauces inside the crates, and then put something on top of it. You don't want your table to be too congested, but you also want it to be attractive. Remember that most of us, our senses, the sense that we use most frequently is our vision, right? And then our smell. So if you got some food, I'm hoping it's smelling good. That's the first thing. But if you have something that people can't smell, please make your table visually appealing. And we'll
You kind of broke up, Angie. He's there. So she was talking about having your table organized, having it visually. You there? Go ahead.
Yes.
Okay, you broke up a little bit. Keep going.
Okay, so you see with the shirt and the different high heels and the purse, how they put things in different boxes. Just because they have these items up here, I don't want you to feel like everything you sell you have to have on your table. You don't want to make your table too complex. Again, you want to put things on different levels. And listen, if you're not real sure of how to organize your things on your table and you got a lot of stuff you want to show, just go take a look at Google University. Google University and look up clothing vendors and take a look at some pictures of how other people vend at their table. Or if you have stuff and you're not real sure how to present it, give me a call. I'm happy to give you my number and we can even do a dry run together. Every time I vend, what I do, and I'm going to tell you guys this too, is I practice. We go to the next screen, Corey. I practice. I actually set up, is that the, where's the lips tape? Did we
what I did? Oh, you know what? I'm sorry.
You got
I changed it up. I changed it up a little bit.
Okay, I'm gonna jack you up for that.
I know
okay,
it.
All right. So
I thought I had kept it in there, but apparently it wasn't in there.
That's okay. That's okay. So listen, I've got other examples, plenty of examples of ways that you guys can make your products and services and even your food items appealing. You can even use things that aren't necessarily traditionally on a vending table. Like maybe if you have a menu, you want whatever you're selling, people need to know it. Nobody should come to your table and have to ask you how much is this, how much is that, how much is that. Let's cut down on the amount of conversation that's needed by having clear communication. You should have a pop-up banner, but if you don't have a pop-up banner, that's absolutely fine. What you could do is get on a computer, use a Microsoft Word document, type your 2 or 3 things, items, or maybe you're giving one plate for $5 or whatever it is, and type it up on a one Word document, 8.5 by 11. Go to the dollar store, buy you a picture frame for $1, and put your item inside of a pretty frame and sit that on the table so it's really clear what your prices are. Listen, we all hate to go to vendor tables and have to question, especially when you got something, when your table is popping and you got a long line. The last thing you want to do is be answering questions that you could have really prevented by simply having the communication there for people to understand. So another thing I say about vendor must-haves, you got to be clear about the communication. Retractable banners is a great thing. Thank you, Corey. But you also should have simple things on your table. Listen, what I always have on my vending table, especially if you have a product or service that people don't really know about, like Mary Kay, everybody pretty much knows what Mary Kay is, right? But if you have a product or service, you're trying to introduce something to the community, what you do is have candy. I know it sounds crazy. Listen, how many times have you been at a vending table, went to a table just because they had some candy, right? Candy works. Get yourself, again, a dollar store bowl, some dollar store bags of candy, and empty that candy in a dish and watch how the people come to your table. But listen, what I want you to do, let's see what the next, I don't know what your next screen is now, Corey. I can't even follow. Okay. Here's an example of a really, really good looking vending table. What you want to do is be branded. And everything doesn't have to be branded, but something should be branded. Not everything, but something. If you don't have a pop-up banner, maybe you should have a tablecloth. If you don't have a tablecloth, maybe you should have a regular banner that you could pin across the back of a pipe and drape or something like that. But something should say your company's name along with your company's slogan. People should come up to your table. If you got a name like Jassafras, right? And people don't understand what you have to offer, Jassafras doesn't explain it, maybe you should have a slogan, right? If you're selling shoelaces to tie you up from top to bottom, whatever your slogan is, attract people to your brand by sort of hearing something catchy, right? And so you should be branded in some sort of way. Again, if it's not a pop-up banner, it should be the tablecloth. And listen, you can literally purchase a sign from any party store. You can purchase the signs, the yard signs. Yard signs are $20, guys. You get yard signs from every single party store for $20. And you know what you could do with that yard sign? If you're not ready to purchase a pop-up banner, you could put some pins in the back of it and tie it to your tablecloth. Y'all get that? You could pin it to your tablecloth and automatically you have a banner. Or you can put it on top of your table because the yard signs aren't that big. You can put it on top of your table for $20 and even have it with your pricing on it, or at least have it with your company information. People should know what your website is. Excuse me, I blocked my camera. People should know what your website is. They should know how to contact you. Those are the things that are really, really pressing. You have to have at your table. You got to be branded. People have to know how to communicate with you, and they have to know what you offer. Let me tell you, the most important way you could tell people what you offer is by communicating with them on that night of. Corey, let me see what your next screen is because I want to talk about something else. I just want to see what the next screen is. Okay, so I love this. I use this picture because this person happens to be an artist. So this shows you that we're going to get away from that traditional 6-foot table. Everybody on this call does not need a 6-foot table. Now understand, you do need the guests to have an experience in your 6 to 10 foot space, but that does not mean you need a 6-foot table. So let's talk about that. If you have food, then probably you do need a 6-foot table because you probably are going to have the large dishes, chafing dishes. You got to have space for the items for people to eat with. You got to have napkins and forks or toothpicks, whatever you have. So you may need a 6-foot table. But for example, maybe if you have some body creams, you may need a high boy table. Or what you may be able to do is create an experience like this artist did. This artist is not limited to a 6-foot table. What he did instead is used his artwork as a backdrop to his vending space. So that way he created like a little photo shoot space. So people could come there, experience his art. He has art all around the sides on the floor for people to look at on different levels, right? So people can see all of his art. And then he made his actual biggest print a backdrop so that people could take photos with it. I'm telling you guys, we want to create experience for people. You cannot create an experience if you have a table that has flyers on it and you just got a table just to say you had a table. We absolutely want you to vend, but we want you to have the best leg up. So what that means is let's not stick with the traditional 6-foot table. If you need more information about some unique things you could do with your table, I'm happy to talk with you one-on-one about that. But like I said, many times I bring chairs from home, little small little lounge chairs. I'll bring an area rug. Just create an experience for people, guys. That's the most important thing here. And then what happens is that after you create that experience, then you'll have to listen to the wows because everybody will be wowed by what you offer. Okay, we go to the next screen, Corey. Okay, making money after the event, guys. The most important thing after you've set your table up, you know your table's ready, you have information for them to contact you afterwards, you listen to Corey and you actually capture their information right then. Hey, one thing I'm going to suggest you guys do, I think Corey in the email you told them they should have 3 different ways that people can pay you, right? You should be booking for parties and assignments and ways to work with them after the event. A really great thing to do is, again, go to the dollar store, get yourself a dollar frame, go to Microsoft Word and create a QR code. Everybody on here knows what that is. If you don't know how to create one, I'll show you really quickly how to create one in Canva. I'll help you guys out with that. But if you put your QR code for your PayPal or your Venmo or your Cash App on a frame, people don't have to swipe with you. They can simply use their cell phones, as most folks are doing. I know this, everybody's not ready for this. I'm not under the assumption everybody's going to do this. This is just an option to make it easier for people to pay you, right? You can have QR codes there, but also you should have every way that you can, right? Even have the card, the swiper, if you have that for people to pay you. But the most important thing is that you build relationships with people there so that you can make money after the event. What that means is that those of you that are owners of your business, if you're an owner of your business, you're coming and you're vending, you should have 1, possibly 2 other people with you, because you yourself, ma'am or sir, should not be serving the food, right? Y'all got that? You yourself, ma'am or sir, should not be serving food or I would even say taking the transactions. You should be the one as the owner out front from behind the table, right? You should be the one building the relationships with people. You should see people, connect with them across. You should be in front of your table, either on the side of your table or in the front of your table, branded with your company's t-shirt if you can do that, or if you make ribs or whatever, have an apron on. It don't have to have your company name on it, but just look the part. Look like you're in the kitchen. Look like, hey, this is what I do. I'm not just here with a t-shirt. This is what I do, right? So, but get in front of that table and talk to people. Tell them how you've helped other people. Give them oh man, you know what? Last Christmas I made dinner for 10 families. And then because we did that, we actually serve food to the homeless. Tell people your story. Make them attracted to you. Because I'm going to tell y'all for real, your food could be delicious. Most people don't care about what you do. They care about how you make them feel. Y'all got that? People care about how you make them feel. If you make them feel good, your ribs could be burnt and they'll still buy them. I know they're not going to be burnt, but y'all know what I'm saying. People are attracted to your story. So as the owner, as the founder, or the lead person for your product, service, or food, or spirits, or sweets, get in front of that table and talk to people as they're coming through. And then ask people to commit to future business with you. Breaking even is whack, ladies and gentlemen. You want to make sure that you're asking people, what are you doing for Mother's Day? Is your mom still with us? Oh my goodness, I bet you she would love it if you had me make her a peach cobbler. Talk to them. Oh, my Aunt Bessie used to love my peach cobblers. Oh, she used to ride bikes like your Aunt Bessie. Connect with people. It's no different than if you're going on a job interview, for honestly. Because if you go on a job interview, you look in the room and see what they have. Maybe they have a Nittany Lion and from Penn State like me. And the first thing, oh, I went to Penn State too. Then we have a connection with the person. Even something they might have on. They might have on yellow. Yellow is my favorite color. I'm not telling y'all to lie, but y'all know what I'm saying. So you want to connect with the people that are around your table so that they will remember you and want to do business with you, not just this one time, ladies and gentlemen, but again and again and again and again. You have to have a way for them to sign up for your list. So Corey, I know you talked about that earlier. My video was going in and out. If they can't sign up from your list by going directly to your website right then, you should have your website clear. You should have, hey, we could do old school all day. You could have a sign-up list where people sign their names and their addresses and their email addresses so you can add them to your list. Contacts are golden. Okay, Corey, we go to the next screen. I think I didn't mean to beat that horse, but okay, this is what I was just talking about. Engagement. Listen, guys, this is how you make money after the event. This is how you make money. Be engaged. You should not be sitting behind your table doing this. This is what a lot of people do. Somebody walks up to the table. Oh, what are you selling? Oh, and they put their phone down. Oh, yeah, this is mine. And somebody don't look interested, you happy, so you go right back. What the heck you got a vending table for if you gonna sit behind and be on your phone? Come on, y'all, don't do that. Okay, let's go to the next screen. We're gonna go over some do's and don'ts really quickly because I think I probably took up too much time. So do's, make a plan and practice. Practice what your vending space should look like. I'm going to stop even saying vending table. Practice what your clients, your future clients' vending experience will be like. If you got a little table in the hallway, a little chair in the hallway you don't ever use, put that sucker in your car. Get you a little area up. Make it. Think about when you go to these big shows. When you go to these really, really big shows, they're not just having tables. They have a whole experience for you. A lot of them don't. If you got clothes, have a clothing rack. Don't have a table. What you got a table for? You should have a table to get people to sign. Right? But make sure that you make a plan and practice. Bring a helper or two. You can't do it by yourself. Design a table that attracts people. Engage with your guests. Make an offer for later, ladies and gentlemen, whether it's a catering offer, whether you have, maybe you sell books. Tell them, hey, you get 2 books for 1. You know, good and daggone well, your book ain't cost you but $2 or $3 to buy yourself, and you're selling it for 20. You give them 2 for 1. And tell them, by the way, I want to speak at your event next time. Build relationships with people. Get to know what they do so that you can build relationships with them. Okay, collect contacts. That's the most important thing. Hey, guys, offer raffle prizes. Please do this. Now, Corey's probably going to ask you guys for raffle prizes for the big raffle, but you should have a personal raffle at your table too. Have a bowl with raffle tickets. Tell people, oh, I'm giving away a full dinner for Thanksgiving 2022. They probably ain't never going to remember that they won it, but you go hit on and tell them that, right? I'm not saying lie, but you know what I'm saying? Incentivize people, right? But have offers and have raffle prizes and games at your own table. Engage with other vendors. Oh my God, this is so important. Listen, we need each other. If you make ribs, you might need somebody to make some special sauce, or you might need somebody to make some liquor, right? If you make liquor, you definitely need somebody to make some ribs to sop that liquor up, right? So take some time. This is why it's important to have somebody else at your table, because then you actually have the ability to walk away from your table and walk around and get to meet the other vendors and see who you can collaborate with, or maybe who you can purchase things from. We should all be trying to purchase from each other. It's not just there just to get what you can get, right? So make sure that you engage with other vendors and bring 2 to 3 food items. I talked about that already. Okay, let's talk about the don'ts really quickly. Don't wing it. Listen, I don't care if you vended. Can you see me, Corey, or did my thing go off?
Go ahead.
Okay, so it doesn't matter if you've been vending for 400 years. Do not wing this. You need to have your table down, and I would even venture to say your car packed the night before. You should already have in your mind so that when you show up on that day, you don't have to do any scrambling. It's not hurrying up and trying to figure out what you're doing, or hurry up and trying to figure out what you're selling. Make sure that you do, in fact, practice and don't wing it. Don't sit behind your table. We talked about that. Don't use your device or ignore clients. Listen, y'all, the best way to go broke is to ignore clients. Y'all hear that? The best way to go broke and not make any money and go, is to ignore clients. Don't ignore folks. That's rude, and just don't do it. And also, if you can go around and meet other vendors, you can have one of your assistants going around even offering tastings, telling people, directing people to your table. What's wrong with that? Get one of them teenagers at home that's always on their devices. Tell them, come out and say, hey, come down my aunt Sissy's table. She's got the best this side of creation. Right? Promote. Okay, and don't miss opportunities. Don't have a cluttered space. Please don't do that. If you have extras of whatever, see how much of that stuff. Try your best to push it underneath your table. The bottom of your table is absolutely empty. Don't make your space look cluttered, because people visualize that and it looks like you were cluttered, right? So even if you have extra stock or whatever, try as best you can to push things underneath your table. And don't miss opportunities for future money. What's my next slide? Okay, this is you, Corey.
Yes.
Thank you.
So before we get into this, I know Angie went through a lot. Boy, y'all felt that energy, right? And listen, I love Angie. I love how much, and her and I are just like, we love people. We love people to succeed. So this is our passion for people to succeed. Did anybody have any questions regarding what she said?
Just to be clear, 2 to 3 items total.
Yes.
So 2 of those you're going to sample, and then there's a third one potentially to sell that's not sampled.
No.
Or when he samples for all 3.
No. So yeah. So whatever you're going to bring. So let's say you're going to bring 2 items. You need to have 2 items that are those same 2 items. Half of it, let's say, would be for a sample. The other half of it will be to sell. Okay. When a person comes up, anything that they can sample, they should be able to buy. Good question. Anybody else? Hey, Rhonda.
Hey.
All right. So again, and we're really obviously want you guys to make money, but how to make money? Obviously at the event, please make sure this is an encouraged cashless event. Encouraged. So what that means is there's going to be some people who are not going to have cash, but there's going to be some people who are going to have cash. So with that, you do want to make sure that you have already downloaded the Cash App / Venmo. I would suggest to have both. Both of them have a QR code. You definitely want to make sure that you have that QR code printed out someplace. Like Angie said, print it out. Go to the dollar store, get a frame, and have that in. So you have Cash App, and then that code. You have another one that says Venmo, and then that code, so that a person can literally look at the table, see it. So you're not asking how much or what it is, blah, blah, blah. It's already right there. Okay, so you definitely want to make sure you do that. You also want to make sure that you bring change for cash. So I would go to, the bank, whatever, get you about, or the store, get you about $20, maybe in ones or whatever the case is. Just have change. We are going to have some change at the front, but I'm going to tell you right now, it is not going to be for everybody. So with that, you want to make sure that you have change in there. One thing that Angie said is pre-orders. This is how you are going to make money at the event, but for in the future, is with pre-orders. And let me really quick talk to you about a pre-order. The next holiday that's coming up, obviously, is Christmas, and then New Year's and all of that. There's going to be people who are already used to ordering something for the holidays. Those are going to be easy. That's a slam dunk. Majority of the people aren't like that. They're not used to ordering. So what's going to happen is it's up to you to plant that seed in their head. Let me give you an example. If somebody came up to me and then said, hey, are you ordering something for the holidays? I'd be like, no, I haven't really thought about it. And then you say, well, you know what? Listen, you can either, make something, which, who wants to make something? Or, this would be a great gift idea for you to bring to somebody's house, whatever. Now what you've done is planted that seed in my head of like, you know what? That does make sense. The very next thing is that person who already had it in their head that they are going to order something, they're typically coming to an event like this looking for something to do pre-orders, right? Again, those are easy. But the people like me who are not looking for it, how can you actually get money from me? Let me show you how to do it. If you told me, hey, listen, you should order something. It's a new idea for me. So with that, I typically would not spend money on a new idea. But if you said, well, listen, we have a special today. If you order something from us, you can do a gift card. We're selling the gift cards for $5, but it's worth 10. So with that, if you buy today and you just, a gift card, not the order, not the whole order, but just a gift card, you spend $5, you get a value of 10. What's going to happen is now I don't have to make a financial decision. If the gift card was $30, I'm like, well, I don't know if I'm going to spend that. But $5, I'm more apt to spend that. So now what happens is there's a higher percentage chance that you've gotten $5 from me. Now, let's just say, and then what you do is you put a timeline on that. Hey, buy $5, you're going to get 10. You got 90 days to use it. You got 60 days. You got 30 days to use it. If worst case scenario, I don't use it, you still have the $5, okay? If for whatever reason I do use it, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna buy something that's more than the $10 of value, so you're still gonna be able to get that. That's how you get a person like me, okay? So you definitely wanna be looking at pre-orders and being able to look at what things that people would pre-order for that's coming up. And just like Angie said, hey, the holidays is coming up, New Year's is coming up, Valentine's Day is after that. You want to go, you should have 12 months of opportunities inside of these months for somebody to do a pre-order. You should already have that, and you should already be knowing what's coming up for them to do that, all right? Special sales, again, that day, hey, buy today and you get this. Hey, typically it's this, but if you buy 3, you get 3 free, whatever the case is. Data collection, we talked about that. Newsletter, making sure that you're sending out that monthly newsletter. If you're not sending out a monthly newsletter right now, you are losing money. I want to be very clear with you. If you did not, if you started your business today, then okay, I'll let you go. But if you've had your business longer than a month and you're not sending out an email once a month, just highlighting the things that you do, you are losing money. You got to make sure you do. That's a part of the data collection. And then again, social media. You want to make sure that you are getting their social media stuff, or you giving out your social media so they can follow you, so you can start building your base when it comes to your followers and all of that. All right. Awesome, y'all. Any questions?
Corey, I don't. Oh wait, I'm getting double. Hold on. So Corey, can you guys hear me?
Yep, go ahead.
Oh, let me turn this camera off. Okay, so I wanted to make one comment about future business. So I love that you said, Corey, the $5 and the gift card and all the rest of that is great. What I want to encourage, especially like our food vendors or those of you that are coaches and things like that, don't be afraid to ask people for deposits now. Even if I get the $5-10 gift card thing, but listen, you never know who's coming to this event. Don't assume that people don't have money, right? Because you're trying to help people to satisfy their family's holiday wishes or whatever it is, right? Or even if maybe they're thinking about doing something for Valentine's Day or for Mother's Day or something like that. I encourage you guys, for example, maybe it costs, $500 to cater a party for 30 people the way that you cater it, right? So you can tell people they can put $50 or $100 down. I would actually have a physical calendar. Especially, I would have a calendar say, listen, I'm wide open for the month of May. I'm doing Phillies for Mother's Day. I have this book. Don't be afraid if you have a package or you have something that you offer to allow people to save their date with you, because you're about to get really busy by placing a deposit, right? And say, I usually, because we're at the tasting event, this usually costs $8.50, but it's on sale right now for $3.99, whatever it is, right? But don't be afraid to take that long money. Yeah. It's not $5-10, that's all good. But don't be afraid to commit yourself. If you know you're still going to be in business in May, if you think you're still going to be in business in February, why don't you sell people on things they can purchase from you when you have to take action on it then and get your calendar booked up instead of waiting until that date to come and saying, where's all my clients at? Yeah. You're going to be in front of all your clients. Yeah. Right? So don't miss that opportunity. And again, if you have questions about that, I'd be happy to give you some scenarios, help you run some scenarios down really quickly for your business. But please don't show up and not give people the opportunity to book you after the event. And listen, there is absolutely no judgment in this zone here with me and Corey. If you don't know what type of tablecloth you should use, if you don't know how to set your table up, even if you've been doing it for years, if you're looking for some tips, this is a no shade zone. We want y'all to win. Right? Mm-hmm. If Corey just wanted to win, he already got y'all's money for the vending. Why are we doing this?
Why are we doing this?
We're doing this because we want you to win. There is greater beyond this. At some point, this Taste of Urban Atlanta is going to be the Taste of Urban Chicago, DC, Florida, Houston. We're going to be all over the country in a minute. This is the signature, right? We're just starting with this, but he wants you to win, right? So if y'all need more help, don't be afraid to ask for it. If you don't know, we said something you're not real clear on it, you didn't want to ask in front of other people, listen, I'm gonna do something I don't do. I'm gonna do this real quick because my computer's getting ready to die. I'm gonna put my phone number in the chat, my personal number.
You ain't gonna give them the personal number, are you?
Yeah.
You ain't giving the number to the back phone, are you?
That's it. If you have questions that you did not feel comfortable asking, this is a no shade zone. We want you to win, but we're good with that. Let's have a conversation about it.
Cool.
So can I ask a quick question?
Please.
I got on late, so and I'm good. I appreciate all the information that you gave, and I don't know if you went through this before I got on because I was on another call. What time is set up time for the day?
Yeah, we did not go through that, but setup time is at 3 o'clock. You will get an email by this weekend regarding that. But setup time begins as early as 3. You do not have to get there at 3, but everybody's table needs to be set up no later than 5:30.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. The venue has. Go ahead, Angie.
So one thing I want to add to is that, listen. This event does not end at 9 o'clock. You should not leave until the event has ended. Corey, do you agree with that?
I do agree with that. And we're gonna talk more about that again. As Angie was saying, we really want people to be aggressive with use this as a work time. So it's one of those to where you're coming in and you're actually working from that time. Regardless of how many people are there, whatever the case is, we really want you to maximize that time that you're there. So definitely want to make sure that we talk about that. All right.
And
Go ahead, Lola.
also, you guys mentioned that you were going to talk to the food vendors separately, or have you already done that?
Well, we are, and we're going to be sending this out by tomorrow. We're looking at having another similar session to this, just to make sure that just for the food exhibitors, that they're all on the same page. From the last event that we had, there wasn't enough consistency with what the food vendors were doing, which then created confusion with attendees. And anytime that there's confusion with attendees, they're less likely to spend money. So what we want to do is to make sure that there's as much uniformity as possible, just so that that attendee has the same experience with whoever they're going up to. Okay.
Okay.
And Rhonda, this is being recorded. So with that, what I am going to do is we're going to put this up on YouTube again, and then I'll send everybody the link. So you'll have that. All right.
Perfect.
Rhonda, what type of business do you have?
I'll be vending my note card business. I have a couple of businesses, but it's a note card line and stationery.
Yeah, that's SAS.
Yes. I actually was just on Black News Channel Go today, their digital platform, doing an interview about it. So yeah.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was very, very happy to see you. Very happy to see you. Are you sending out a newsletter, a monthly newsletter?
No, because so let me give you a little bit. So SAS is a second business. I have a brand marketing company, a creative brand marketing company. That's what I do full time. It's 20. I've had that business for 23 years.
Okay.
So that keeps me really, really busy. I work a lot on that side. And SAS is new. It's about 3 years old, and it does pretty well. It does good.
Okay.
It does good. So I'll get there. Okay.
So you're in marketing though?
Yes, create brand marketing.
You've had the SAS for 3 years.
I've had SAS for 3 years, and I've had my creative brand marketing company for 23.
Right. So you thought I was going to let you off the hook because you had two businesses.
Right.
Get it?
I know that.
And then you said 3 years, right? You thought I was going to let you off the hook. Say, oh, okay, that's okay. No. Get your newsletter together because your brand is dope.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Your brand is dope.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Does anybody else have any questions before we end this out? Monica, are we good? Is that I think Carolyn?
That's Monique. I think that's Monique.
Monique, are we good?
Mm-hmm.
Want to make sure everybody is good. Okay. Again, so heads up, you are going to get an email from me by tomorrow that's going to have some content for the email that you send out with your flyer. Okay. Some people, Rhonda might not need it because she's marketing guru, but for everybody else that might need some content, we're going to be sending that out to you so that you can get it. Here's the thing. If you have not started sending out your flyer yet, I'm just going to go ahead and say it, shame on you. That's all right. But here's the beauty is that, well, unfortunately, our people kind of like to wait to the last minute. Okay. But that doesn't mean that you send it out at the last minute. They need to see it. So if they saw it today or tomorrow, what they're going to do is, it's probably the same thing most of us do, that, they're going to pin it in their head. I'm going to do that. But you hit them a couple times moving forward so that when they're ready to do it, then they're going to actually get it. All right. So you definitely want to make sure that if you have that flyer, you go ahead and send that. If you haven't sent it out yet, you send it out today. Just, hey guys, just do the post. Hey guys, check this out. I'm going to be here. Come support me. Hey, I saved you some money. That's it. Okay. But we'll let you know. We'll send out emails letting people know if somebody has used your code so that you can keep track of that. And I will tell you this, you should not have to be paying for this table. Again, I do not know many other organizations that give out free tables, but tell you guys, please utilize it. All right.
So one last thing, Corey, I want to say when I talk about those special pricings and things, make sure that you put sort of in cap, like if you do offer this next Thanksgiving special or Mother's Day dinner special, whatever it is, say that you get the special by signing up today. That causes urgency in people. put $99 down today or $49. And you know, even if people don't use it, that's another $49 you had or $99 you had.
Agreed.
But again, let's talk
Agreed.
about this. If you guys are a little confused about it, let's talk about it.
So listen, hope everybody had some great information today. Again, if you have, you're going to be getting some more emails from us within the next couple of days. If you have any questions on anything, please let us know. Go ahead, Lola.
One more. So we got 2 tickets with the registration.
That's
And
correct.
if I need to bring another person or 2, I just go on and register like everybody else at this point, correct?
Yes. I'm going to
Okay,
send
and
out
just put my
another,
code.
it's a little more not complicated than that, because technically if you do purchase it, you use your code, you're going to get that money back. So hypothetically, you have kind of pre-purchased some tickets. Okay. So if you do have more than that person, then there is, there's something I'm going to send you, but you're going to end up getting that money back. Okay. So, yeah.
Okay.
Great. Awesome. All right, everyone. Listen, enjoy your evening. And again, we are going to send out this this recording. You should get that by tomorrow. Just if anybody wants to go back through it or anything like that. We will be letting you guys know for the food people when we're going to look at doing that. Like it should be like this. It probably won't be as long, but just to make sure that everybody's on the same page with that. Okay. Awesome. Real good. Well, listen, we truly appreciate everybody. You guys enjoy the rest of your evening. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.